All right, today is the day we're going to be getting the turbo kit mounted on the Integra. I've been super excited. In the last video that you guys would have seen, I tore this thing apart. We put it back together all again, and then we took it for its first drive, and that's where the last video would have ended off. Now, in this one, we're going to start by getting the kit mounted up. The car was running absolutely phenomenally with the re-put together motor again. So next up really is just toss the kit on. It should be pretty straightforward, and it definitely should be a lot more simple than ripping apart our motor and putting it back together again. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it. We're going to get this turbo mounted, and I'm super excited to see how this is going to look. So we're getting there with getting all of our turbo piping hooked up. Now we've got everything from our throttle body all the way down, wraps around here, goes into our intercooler here, and then we're bolting it into the subframe from the top here, so it's got a good support there. Of course, we gotta get this side still too, and then this is gonna wrap around, go underneath, and into the turbo, as you can see there. Let's get this hooked up. I'm very excited to see how this is all going to tie together. All right, so now I'm just kind of getting this sucker tightened down. We got everything properly mounted. Our holes are drilled good now. Everything's lining up really well. I'm actually very pleased with this kit so far. There's been a little bit of grinding and drilling that has needed to get done, but there's nothing that's like out of the ordinary, and there's nothing that they didn't tell me I was going to have to do. The biggest thing that a lot of people glance over when they're turboing B series is the fact that there's webbing on the front of the block that isn't structural. It's not gonna hurt your motor or anything like that, but you do have to grind it down in order to fit a turbo kit because these cars were not designed to take a turbo kit. So I had to do that. Had to drill just holes in the bottom of the crash bar here. That doesn't affect the actual structural integrity of this at all, but it does allow us to mount the intercooler to the bottom of the crash support here, which is awesome. So we got that. We're getting this sucker properly fully tightened and mounted up, and then we should have the kit pretty much entirely fully assembled in the next 10-15 minutes.
12 seconds later.
We have finally got the turbo kit fully mounted on the car. So what this includes, if we start the front, is our intercooler, all the piping that connects our precision 54mm turbo to our wastegate. We've got our blow-off valve here. All of our lines are ran. Our oil lines are ran, as you can see down here. We've got our intake set up here temporarily because this is such a tight space that this is really the only way that we're going to be able to run a filter. Now, it's kind of maybe difficult to see, but this is just a sock, a cover, if you will, hydrophobic cover. Our Canon filters underneath here. We've got our wideband, our oil pressure gauge, and our boost gauge wired up into the car. We've got our Hondata 4-bar map sensor here. We've got our 650cc fuel injectors from Fuel Injector Clinic in, as you can see here. Everything is hooked up, ready to go, and all we have left to do is fill our oil and our coolant back up because we had to drain a little bit once we were starting to pull some stuff off. So without any further ado, let's top up our fluids and let's go for our first start. Coolant. All right, so oil's in, coolant's in, everything's hooked up. All we have to do now is just get the battery reattached, and we have to upload the new tune onto the ECU. This is our amazing tuner right here, Mr. Morgan Randall.
He's so cooked.
Okay, so you said battery's good?
12 volts.
12 volts. All right, well, we've got all of our parameters set. Everything's good with the tune. Everything's hooked up on here. Hopefully. We're going to go for a first start, and hopefully this car doesn't explode. All right, it's time. Key on. Okay. You good on your end?
Yeah.
Clutch in. Okay, ready for round 2? Properly data logging now?
Yeah, I'm data logging.
Okay. You ready to watch for anything that catches fire? Heck yeah. Okay, round 2, here we go. You got an oil leak? Ah, piss. Okay.
Well, we know it starts.
Well, it started, but we got an oil leak.
That's shitty. That's kind of hard to get to.
Okay, wait. So, can you see where it might be coming from?
I can see under it back there.
It's like at the back though,
Yeah.
where the oil pressure sensor would be.
Yeah, and that's where you're teed off for your turbo feed.
And for my gauge as well.
Yeah, that's where it's coming from.
Okay, well, I'll jack the car up and get underneath it and take a look.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the next day. We solved the problem, hopefully, with the oil leak. Now, I'll kind of dive into what exactly it was. Now, because I have mechanical gauges and my oil pressure is a mechanical gauge, it pulls a line off of the back of the engine so we can actually draw oil up into the car and into the oil pressure gauge. Now, the problem was that the fitting on the bottom, when I tightened it down, I just tightened it down just a little bit too much, which is really tricky with these guys. And because of that, it caused it to break and started dumping all the oil out of that fitting. Now, the solution to this, and to hopefully prevent this from happening again, is I went and I replaced both the lines, not just the oil pressure, but also the boost gauge as well. I would replace both the lines with AN lines, which are a lot tougher. You can actually see them here. These are the new lines that replaced our old nylon ones. So hopefully, what we're praying for is that with these new lines, with everything hooked up properly, it shouldn't leak anymore. Everything's filled up. I just finished topping up our oil back again because we lost a lot of it yesterday. So what I'm gonna do now is start the car and hope and pray that we don't leak any more oil. So far, so good. All right, so as you can see here on our gauge, it's super loud, but we're holding just above 70 PSI of oil pressure, which is really, really good. And our AFR is a little bit on the rich side, but that's better than it being too lean, which is good. It's starting to read a little bit higher, but I'm gonna shut this off and we're gonna wait for the tuner to get here. We should be good.
One eternity later.
I heard a little flutter too. Ah! Yeah!
Be a good boy, Logan. Be a good boy, please. I don't want to be.
I'm going slow. It's a fast car. I don't know what to tell you.
I just don't want to be the one that's on the laptop when this goes kablamo. Right? Anybody else could be on the laptop when this goes kablamo. Please do not let it be me.
Oh man.
You know the problem is? I'm like the worst person to be asking to tune this right now.
Why?
Because I'm tuning it, but I'm also deep down like, I just
Really
want to hear it open up.
Yeah, me too.
Once we've got gas, if I'm okay with how it's tuned, right?
We can open it up a bit more.
I'll let you
This
open
is
it up.
looking really good here.
Yeah.
Well, it was for a second there. Now it's not.
You know, I'm pretty happy.
Can I give it a downshift flip?
Yes. What was that?
The car?
I just heard someone's window.
Oh.
Oh, just right when you did the downshift, I heard it pick up some gravel and fling it against the car,
Oh.
and I thought it was a knock. I myself.
That's cooked. We need to go find a Lamborghini and smoke the piss out of it.